Minecraft mobs are one of the most interesting parts of the game, so in this video I'll show you 20 more things you didn't know about mobs in Minecraft. Most people know that creepers are afraid of cats in Minecraft, but did you know that phantoms are also afraid of cats? It's true. So if you have a phantom trying to dive after you like these two ones here and we get near our cat, they will go away because they do not want to be near it. So you can have these dangerous phantoms completely avoid you by simply being right next to a cat. And you can see every time they try and dive down, they'll just instantly go right back up because they're afraid of the cat here. A mob you'll always want less of in Minecraft is of course the Ravager, but have you ever actually taken a minute to listen to its sounds? If you listen for a minute, you might notice its sounds are exactly the same as those of the normal illagers, vindicators, pillagers, things like that. They're just lowered in pitch. So if you hear it here, it's basically like the exact same sounds as they would normally say, at least the vast majority of them are, but just lowered. And listening to the sounds of this mighty beast, you can really hear the pillagerishness to it. Do you hear that sound? That's not us walking around. That's actually the creeper walking around. Something you may not have known is that the creeper's footstep sounds are completely identical to the player's sounds. So if you're in a single player world and you hear another player around you, it's certainly not another player, but it is a creeper. It's interesting how their footstep sounds are the same, maybe to disguise themselves, but it certainly makes them even scarier if you don't know there's a creeper around, to hear these mysterious footsteps. Now everyone knows about the Ender Dragon in Minecraft. What you may not know is that the Ender Dragon's name is Gene. Actually, more specifically, Gene ? This is sort of a funny Easter egg by Notch when he first added in the Ender Dragon. But not only that, the Wither has a name called Simmons ? Again, these are very funny names that the developers added. And recently, the Warden mob was given the unofficial name of William. So next time you're defeating the Ender Dragon, the Wither, or the Warden, one of the 3 boss mobs in Minecraft, you'll know their real names of Gene, Simmons, and William. Now you're probably rather familiar with most of the illager and pillager type mobs in the game, the sort of twisted villager mobs, but there is one you probably have never heard of, however it has been in the game since 1.12, and that is the Illusioner. Now the Illusioner is a rather odd mob. It's not fully implemented in survival or really implemented in survival at all. In fact, the only way you can get it is by summoning it in, and when you summon it in it'll give you the blindness effect, and then will split into multiple versions of itself. You can see here there's different Illusioners. I'm trying to hit this one, but it doesn't do anything because that's a fake Illusioner. So it'll split into 4 different parts. And actually this is sort of an updated Illusioner fight because the blindness effect didn't used to be here. You can see it's away now and you can notice there are 4 Illusioners. It is a little bit glitched because sometimes none of these Illusioners are the real one. So it definitely makes sense this isn't fully in survival yet. But generally the ones that don't break the physics of the game are the real ones. And it can be quite dangerous as 4 bow-wielding mobs can kill you at the same time. This was planned to be part of the Woodland Mansion, then later part of the Village and Pillage, and now it's hard to say if this mob will ever be added into the game, but certainly interested to try out nonetheless. Axolotls come in 5 different colors in Minecraft, but something you may not know is the rare 5th color of axolotl, the blue axolotl, with the orange and purple, is actually a reference to the Mudkip Pokemon, which I find quite an interesting fact, as there are a couple blue axolotls in real life, but this super rare axolotl is almost like a super rare Pokemon. So if you ever happen to breed axolotls and get incredibly lucky to get a blue one, you'll know what the developers based it off of. Goats in Minecraft 1.19 will rarely ram into a naturally spawned in block, so for instance let's say something like this tree here. There's a specific list of items that they'll ram into, and when they do that, they will drop a goat horn. And their head will change to only have 1 horn on their head. Now there's 8 different types of goat horns in Minecraft, and these are what they sound like. First we have the goat horn called Panda. The next one is called Sing. And what's also interesting is that the sound radius of these is very high, so probably a player on that mountain over there could hear it. We could try the one called Call next. That one sounds a little bit evil if you ask me, but they're all quite interesting. This one's also incredibly low. And I'm sure all these sounds have to do with real life horn calls from back in the day. Either way, those are the goat horn horns inside of Minecraft that you get when a goat randomly hits into a naturally spawned in block. Now, an old saying is cats always land on their feet, and that's because in real life cats do often land on their feet because of the way that they work, and they have that special ability. But in Minecraft, cats have that ability too. So if we take this cat off this lead and push it off here, you'll notice when it hits the ground all the way at the bottom there, it actually took absolutely no fall damage. You can see right here, there's our cat completely safe and sound. We can even drag it all the way over here with our lead and have it drop an incredibly large distance, and still that cat will be completely fine. And that's because cats always land on their feet in Minecraft, so they have no ability to take fall damage. Spiders, of course, generate rather frequently at nighttime and in dark places in Minecraft, but if your game difficulty is set to hard mode, there's actually a chance that a spider will generate in with a random potion effect, even including invisibility. So for instance, this spider here with only its eyes being partially visible is completely invisible and can kill us. It'll have that effect for the entire time that it's in the world. So if you've ever been randomly attacked by something in Minecraft and you're not sure what it was, it might have been an invisible spider. And they can also have other effects on them as well, such as strength. So always watch out for spiders in hard mode if you see some potion effects around them. You may know that skeleton horses come from trap horses, which occasionally spawn in the game during a lightning storm. What you may not know is that the skeleton horse has an ability unlike every other horse in the game, and that is that it will not dismount you when you try and ride it underwater. So of course normally a horse would not do this, just sinking underwater, but the skeleton horse does. So if we drink a potion of water breathing under here, so we're completely safe from drown damage, you can literally ride this skeleton horse right through the water. You don't even have to be on the bottom of the water. Now of course we can't use spacebar to go up or down unfortunately, but you can do this to slowly glide down in the water. And what you can even do is if you get down to the edge of something, you can of course climb up a one block area like this. So for instance, we could climb up here with this skeleton horse and swim around on the ocean floor. And with a fast skeleton horse combined with a speed potion, you could use this for a very discreet and interesting way of exploring the ocean floor from on top of your skeleton horse. Walking through different forest biomes in Minecraft, you may come upon a wolf. But did you know that you can actually tame? No, just kidding. Of course, we all know that you can tame wolves into dogs. But something you may not know is if you right click on them with bones and of course tame a wolf, like this one did right here, and you grab out, let's say, some meat, something it can eat, we'll just sit down the dog here real quick. Now normally it has a head that's of course facing forward. If you hold out something it likes, it'll tilt its head. What's funny though, is let's say something like raw beef, you can still feed it when it is tamed, but you can't actually feed a bone to a tamed dog. And so if we try that, like let's say we'll tame this wolf over here, so we have a second tamed wolf to try this out on. If we try and feed it the bone, it'll just make it sit up and down, it won't actually work. It's kind of interesting that your dog or tamed wolf still remembers the fact that it used to like bones, even though you can't feed it to them anymore. And this doesn't work with any other item that you can't feed to them, only the bones. Going through a cave and see a stupidly large amount of bats, it may be Halloween, check your calendar. Because on Halloween, Minecraft spawns way more bats than it usually does, and you may often also see some different mobs with jack-o'-lanterns or pumpkins on their head. So almost any undead mob in the game can generate with a pumpkin or jack-o'-lantern on its head when it's Halloween. And plus all these different bats, it certainly makes Minecraft a lot creepier, although the creepers are still angry about it either way. They are probably aware of mob votes, where players vote to add a new mob into the game. But something you may not know about is the fact that Minecraft has an edition in China called Minecraft China Edition. In fact, this version has 400 million players, which is almost double the 230 million players on all other Minecraft versions combined. And so because of this massively large player base, Mojang decided to do a mob vote of adding one mob into Minecraft that is natural to China. And so out of several options, one of them was the Panda, and that was the one that won the votes by most of the players, and so this is why we now have the Panda in Minecraft. It's funny because I never heard talk at all of the Panda being because of a China mob vote until recently, but it is interesting because that's how it was added into the game. And as a bonus fun fact, their sounds actually come from real pandas, recorded from zoos in China. So next time you see a panda while walking through a bamboo forest, you'll know why it was added and the fact that its sounds are authentic. We all love adorable baby slimes in Minecraft, but did you know that slimes, spiders, and blazes can all see the player through walls? It's true, so you can go behind a wall, and slimes, spiders, and blazes may still decide to chase you behind those, making them just a little bit more dangerous than you might think. And that's probably one of the reasons why I'm often hit by blazes so many times in the nether, is because they can actually see me when I can't even see them. You may wonder what creepers see around them, and you can actually find this out if you go into spectator mode and left click on a creeper. You will now be seeing through their vision. And sorry for the screen that's blaringly green, but I did not actually change this in my editor whatsoever. This is literally what it looks like. So basically the entire world is pixelated and also green. You may also notice there's the occasional little 2-line pixel things around here. These almost look like screenshots from an old video game. And what's kind of interesting about this is Minecraft used to have a setting called super secret settings, where you could basically have different visual changes to the game like this just for fun. And this looks like one of them, and so it's interesting that some of the code for those super secret settings is still in the game. And as a bonus, when you spectate on an Enderman, it sees everything with the inverted colors. So in this mesa biome, you'll see the sky almost looks like the mesa colors, and the land sort of looks like the sky colors. I'm sure you've seen Minecraft's most colorful mob, the Parrot, before added in the World of Color update, but something you may not know is that of the 5 parrot colors that are in the game, they each were inspired by real-life parrots. So each of these 5 varieties correspond to real varieties of parrots, from the one that we all see the most commonly in pictures of parrots, to the grey one, to the light blue one, to the green one, and the blue one, and everything in between. All these parrots are representing different breeds of parrots that exist all around the world. So next time you find a beautiful parrot in Minecraft, you'll know that these colors of parrots exist in real life too. If you walk through different Minecraft biomes for long enough, you're sure to stumble upon a rabbit. But something you may not know is that there is a type of rabbit that does not spawn in the overworld called the killer bunny. In fact, this rabbit doesn't spawn in Minecraft at all and can only be added into the game via commands. You'll notice this particular rabbit with the red eyes and the white body is chasing me, and what is interesting is that at one point this mob was actually meant to spawn in the overworld naturally as a very, very small chance, so you could actually find this killer bunny at one stage of the game. And if you get near it, you'll notice its name is actually Killer Bunny. In fact, it's a bit of a name tag thing, and they're incredibly deadly. That one can kill you in 2 hits. And I did not add a name tag to this, but you can see this mob actually summons in with the words "the killer bunny" over its head, which is quite funny. And so if they ever add these back into the game and you happen to see a rabbit with red eyes that is chasing you, know that it may be the notorious killer bunny. Striders are the lava walking mob in Minecraft added in the Nether update. And if you kill one of these, you murderer, you'll notice that they actually drop string. But why is that? And of course you can kind of see that they'd be dropping a string because they have these string-like things on their head. However, the official reason why they drop string is to answer the question of how piglins get string for their crossbows. I think it's kind of interesting, showing that the piglins would occasionally going around killing striders to get the string for their crossbows, and so technically you could breed up striders and make a string farm, but considering that these are very nice passive mobs, ones that you can actually even ride, I think it's kind of cool that in the Minecraft lore the piglins kill the striders, because it shows what an evil thing the piglins are, that they would kill this defenseless and cute animal. The wither skeleton is a dangerous mob that spawns in the Nether Fortress, but it only ever spawns in the game with a stone sword. However, if by commands or some other accident they get a bow, they will always shoot arrows with flame. You'll notice that their bow does not have the flame enchantment on it, but the arrows that they're shooting do have flame on them. So it's kind of an interesting fact that for whatever reason, these wither skeletons have this flame power to always fire these flame arrows no matter what you do. And something makes me glad that wither skeletons cannot naturally spawn in the game with flame arrows, as they're already so dangerous. I can't even imagine how hard it would be to defeat one if they're also combined with flame bows. Here's an interesting mechanic you probably didn't know about. The Evoker, which can summon Invexes and Evoker Fangs, has one special ability. If there is a blue sheep around it, it'll shake its hands in the air and convert that sheep into a red sheep while saying Wololo, and we'll try that right here. We'll just put one in here and you can hear it. Definitely an odd feature to say the least. I think it's a reference to something. Definitely an odd feature to say the least, but you can certainly do this in survival, although I'm trying not to get killed by this evoker right now. but you can always try it whenever you want if you want to see this interesting feature inside the game. Plus, I suppose under certain circumstances it could be a really interesting way of getting a special red sheep that you could show your friends was made red by an evoker. And that is my last mob fact. Hopefully you enjoyed these 20 more mob facts in Minecraft. I also have a part 1, which is 20 mob facts, and I'll make sure to have that on the end screen here. See you in the next video. Bye!